Now we'll pick up again with item 12, the Events and Festival Fund. Who is coming to talk to us about that? Lucy's probably given up and gone home. Have we got any questions, anybody, on this, or are we happy with it? You've got a question? Oh, of course you have.
Yes, she did raise it yesterday.
Oh, that's all right.
That's what it was. Thank you, Councillor.
So it'll be a question of staff.
No, that's right. No, Nigel's here.
So it'll be a question of staff.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Dad. We'll move on. We'll move on. We have apologies from Lucy Blackmore, who's going to present the report. She's at home ill today, so I'll go through a quick introduction and then box on from there if that's okay. So, I guess the purpose of the report today is for Council to decide on the allocation of the Events and Festivals Sponsorship Fund for the financial year 23-24. We received 45 applications totalling $1.7 million. There's $521,000 in the budget, less the $235,000 that had been previously committed to multi-year funds. What we're asking today is to carry forward, what we're recommending today is to carry forward some of the discretionary response fund of $103,000, which would allow in terms of $390,000 to be allocated from the Events and Festivals Fund today. We have made a couple of changes to the matrix that I wanted to highlight. One is about ensuring that any applicant has implemented a waste management plan, and the second part is to make sure that all those that are successful are required to include an accessibility options within their event. So previously we asked them to do that, and now they're required to do that. So there are two small changes that were made that we think is going to improve the way that events are delivered in the city. And with that, I'll probably just leave the report as read and happy to take any questions.
Okay, Pauline, then Tyler.
Thank you, Nigel. So, can you remind me, somebody pulled out and that leaves a $6,000 in the discretionary? Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm wanting to move an amendment to fund the Vegan Society that's been recommended as a decline. They've applied for eight, and if we could fund them $4,000. Would that be appropriate to come out of the discretionary? Or would it be more appropriate to take a percentage, 1% off all of the others?
Yeah, I think in terms of staff have made the assessment that are in the matrix that are attached to this report. How the council would like to decide on that, it's up to them, but the preference from the staff, if you were to make changes to the assessment matrix to bring money, it would be best to come out of the discretionary response fund, the $6,000 that we had suggested that would go to the Autumn Bradley Spring Fair, but they've withdrawn their application. That would be the cleanest way rather than taking a percentage off every.
So I would like to move that as an amendment that we fund the Vegan Society $4,000 from the discretionary fund, please.
And your seconder will be?
Can I just point out, it doesn't come from the discretionary fund, it just comes from reallocation instead of going into the discretionary fund. And so the resolution would change to be $4,000 in allocated funding go to the Vegan Festival and $2,000 into the discretionary fund.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have to, we just say to approve $4,000 for the Vegan Society. Yeah. Well, this is.
Sorry, did you have a seconder?
The seconder is Sarah. Okay. So, I mean, question. We're not doing notice of motion. We're not.
But that won't work within policy, will it?
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
So, you should clarify something with me, Tyra?
Well, just with staff.
With staff,
Through you.
absolutely. Through me, yes.
Sorry, Nigel, just to clarify with the Autumn Bradley.
Wait.
Can we actually focus on what's happening? Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Whip.
So just on the Autumn Bradley Spring Fair. So that had been withdrawn previously, right? So if they do need additional funding, they can apply for it through, say, the community board or whatever. That's still up for...
They receive funding through a different funding council.
Great.
So they don't need your funding.
Easy. Cheers.
Yep.
Thank you.
That was
Okay.
easy.
Just
Tyler?
T's and C's question. That $4,000, is that going to be coming out of the discretionary if we're doing that? So
No, it just comes out of the fund now.
if it comes out of the Events and Festivals Fund, it can't though, because it's outside policy, right? We'll have to go to discretionary, and discretionary goes into the Vegan Expo.
No, it's just a policy. We can decide that.
So to answer the question, we have the matrix that's based on what we've made our recommendations on. If council decides that you'd like to spend money in terms of out of the Events and Festivals Fund on that, then you can make that decision.
So there is an unallocated 6,000 sum. Staff have made a recommendation that this particular thing is not supported. It's absolutely within your rights as councillors to have a different view, as long as the money is available. And it is in this
And it is.
situation.
And it's in now the substantive. So if we vote on it and it passes, it's gone.
Or you
Okay.
can choose to do
We
it
can
in...
choose not, yeah. But generally, the money's there, might as well use it. Has anyone got any more questions of staff? Pauline's amendment is now part of the substantive, so we'd have to do it put it separately.
You're happy to put it... Because she got it in before
Yeah, that's
she
right,
was
she
the
did it
mover and
before. I was
seconder.
too slow off the mark. Yeah. You got to get up early to beat this one. Okay,
Can I say the staff will be walking out?
right.
Jokingly.
So, Mark,
Thank you. Just a quick question. I was really interested to hear you mention accessibility planning, and I'm just wondering, is that going to potentially alleviate some of the concerns that came out of the sparks in the park, accessibility issues that where the parking for accessibility was not really suitable?
Yes.
Thank you.
oh, sorry, you're done. That was a very quick question with an extremely quick answer. Right. So, I'm sorry, I won't. Right. Now, I'm going to put the motion that you see up there. Oh, sorry, Andre. Yeah, fine.
And no, we have to do the amendment.
Yes.
Oh, it's going separately, sorry, not as
So
an
you've
amendment.
separated the amendment out. Yep, so we'll need to deal with the amendment first.
First. Okay. So,
And I'll just note that the amount now in 4 will be dependent on what happens with the amendment.
so we are now voting on. We're doing the amendment.
Can I make it clear that that's been put in as part of the substantive rather than an amendment? Because it's, so it's not an amendment. Yeah, we could just vote on that motion separately.
And that's right, we vote on number 6 separately. That's what I was trying to get to, and then I got confused by my learned friend over here. No. Yeah. Tyler,
I apologise. Can I actually have time for questions for staff on something?
Yes?
if you like, yeah. We're here all day.
It's just around, around, as you'd expect, the Happy New Year festival. I'm just wondering, say for example, if they re-evaluated, say in 6 months' time, what avenues would they have to go down if they were accepted that 100 and they needed a bit more? Seeing as this is sort of an anchor project in our city, if you will.
So they do currently have private sponsorship opportunities, which will be further strengthened through support through council having their pot of money there. We are aware, they are not, of some potential private funding opportunities that may be available to them. And they do have the ability to downscale the event should the level of funding not be at the level that they need to deliver that huge event.
No, that's cool. Thank you.
Okay. Are we all happy? Can I actually go and put this now?
Debate.
Oh, that's right, he did too. Right.
Good. Well, look, just very quickly, when I asked about this in the briefing a few weeks ago, the Events and Festivals Fund, as I understand it, the funding amount has been frozen for a number of years. If I recall correctly, it was 6, which is an effective cut with inflation and so on. But the cost of putting events and festivals on since several years ago has as good as almost doubled. So when we come to the long-term plan, I'm just very mindful of the need to look at funds like these, because we need to continue getting the city rocking, rolling and thriving. So thank you very much.
Okay, Tim?
Yeah, thank you. Look, I'm not picking on the vegan festival, but I thought that the staff's comments on it were actually really good, because sometimes if you... Excuse me, guys.
Sam.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, actually, our behaviour has to really step up. You know, we've got... This is public, so, you know, thank you. The staff's comments on it were really, really good, and I think that to sometimes push events to look after themselves a bit more is actually gives them strength for the future. And I think that the comments with regards to looking harder for sponsorship, and I know how hard it is to find. I've spent 30 years doing sponsorship, so I know it's an easy thing to say. And when I actually worked for council, I had people around this table telling me what I could do because they knew that it would happen, and it didn't. And we knew it wasn't going to happen. But I do think there are opportunities, and we do have to push these organisations, not just this one, but many others, to get out there and hunt and get more professional what they do. So I can't support 6 because I think we should start pushing some of these organisations a wee bit harder, because at times I think they just see the council as a bit of an easy push, and I don't think that's fair on staff, especially when we're not supporting them. Thank you.
Okay, any more debate? Sarah?
I'd just like to point out that across our city, a large number of communities and groups, communities of interest, organise events and festivals and things, and it's mostly on a volunteer basis. They've got other jobs that they do, but the events and things that they run build community. And if we are a council that wants to build community connection, which builds resilience, all of those things, then it pays for us to support that. If, as a council, we didn't provide the number of grants and things that we do to groups and organisations to help do that, many of them would fail, and as a city we would be worse off. Thanks.
Right, any more debate? No, so now I'm going to put number 6 first, because 6, if it rises or falls, has a bearing on number 4. Okay, so I'm going to put number 6. All those in favour of number 6? Aye. Against? No.
Do I hear a call for it?
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah, just hands up. All right, all yes, yays. Hands up. Keep them high, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9, 4. Nays.
Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
No, it's approved.
Yes.
Yeah, approved.
Approved. Okay, that is approved. Thank you. So now I
So
put
1 to 5.
the whole, well, what's left, 1 to 5. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Thank you. Carried.
Item 13.